Hey, folks. Glad to be here. I just jumped off an interview, sort of a presentation I gave to Paul Klein over at Visible TV, and it occurred to me in that presentation that a lot of people really associate me with value pricing projects as a way to increase your income. If you're a freelancer, a solo consultant, or a coach, or something like that. And I think I don't talk as much, or I talk a lot about it, but for some reason it doesn't, I think these topics are not set on equal footing. There's actually 3 ways that I usually work with students to separate their time from their income so that they can increase how much they make without working more or work less and make just as much. And value pricing is one, but that's just for projects. So, like, if you do projects, then value pricing your proposal, 3 options, focused on benefits, 100% upfront. If you do that, and you can see my other videos on how to write proposals and that sort of thing, but that's a great way to separate your time from your money on projects. There are 2 other ways that are products. You can create products, or you can do productized services, which are kind of in the middle of a full-on product and a full-on service, like a project that you're doing all the building. And so I just want to talk quickly about those 2 other things. So products are pretty obvious, right? Everybody knows what a product is, but for people like us who are experts at something, some craft, whether it's coding or design or audio editing or video production or animation, 3D animation, whatever your craft is that you're good at, whatever you're an expert at, you can take your know-how, like, how to do the thing. You can take your know-how and package it up as in some digital format that's appropriate for what you do. So it could be a video course, it could be an ebook, it could be swipe files if you're a marketer, it could be templates for people to use to run a podcast. It could be workflows or SOPs or any of the things that you use to get your job done could probably be packaged up in a digital format and posted for sale at a price on your website. So these are great. They're no touch sales. People can just click buy now, and it's no touch delivery. They just get emailed to the person or show up in their inbox as soon as they buy it. So you can make money while you sleep, as they say. The the sort of downside of products is they can take, you know, some time to put together and build and create and host and have a checkout system all set up. So it can be some setup, and and they usually are a fairly low price point. So maybe you're selling a book for $9 or $49 or a course for, 99 or 245 or something. So the prices are not anything probably compared to how much you would make from a project, or even if you're billing by the hour for a project. But you can sell like lots. So as awareness of what you do grows for the audience that you're trying to help, these things just keep selling. So over time, you can make, as you grow your audience base, and a lot of people sort of buy this bottom rung of your product ladder, the sort of lowest, least expensive thing that you sell, and they get great outcomes from it. Then they'll think, maybe I should buy this more expensive thing or more expensive thing, or jump on a project with this person. So they produce a sort of a marketing effect where you're demonstrating value to people who have given you a little bit of money for your thing. And like I said, it starts to operate like an annuity over time as you grow your audience or your mailing list or your Twitter following or Instagram. More people find out about this thing that you made 2 years ago, but it's still, it's still valuable. It just keeps on selling. So as long as you keep on, if you keep increasing the number of people who are aware of you and you're doing good work and making people's lives better, they're going to find out about these info products, and they just, they can keep selling forever. Maybe you have to update them once in a while, but the more evergreen it is, the better. And as you grow, the rate at which this thing sells it can scale without you putting in any real additional effort. So that's really cool. Info products is pretty easy to understand. It just takes a long time for the money to become, to make it seem like it was worth doing. And then sort of in the middle of products and services, value price services, hopefully, There's this productized service concept that seems to be gaining in popularity. I'm a huge fan of this idea. And I think in many cases, people who are billing by the hour to just show up and do labor, coding or design or marketing, copywriting, charging by the hour or the word or the page, and you're just doing that. And the jump to value pricing seems too big or terrifying, or you're just sure you're going to get killed by scope creep, or you're just not attracting the kind of clients that you need who see you as, the go-to person for their problem. Then productized service is a great place to start because it doesn't have the setup time of like writing an ebook or recording a video course. You can immediately start selling it. You just need a page on your website where you offer it. You describe what the thing is, who it's for, the promise that you're making with the thing, the pain that it fixes for the buyer, um, how it works, what would be involved, and then what the next step is. Maybe it's click here to buy now. Maybe it's apply now. Maybe it's fill out this form. Maybe it's jump on a 15-minute call to see if we're a good fit. But whatever the next step is, that would be on the page, and someone who and most importantly, the price would be on the page. So someone has a pain, they have a problem. Somehow they heard of you as a potential solution to this problem. They get to your website, they see this productized service. It's $500 or it's $5,000, whatever it is. And they say, wow, even if that helps me only a little bit with this problem, it's totally worth it. And then they have this call to action to set up a phone call or buy it or whatever the next step is. If you're not great at sales, if you know you're not great at sales and you're not really interested in getting better at it, then productized services are a really good way to go because people come to you when they do finally contact you or reach out. They're highly qualified. They're already cool with the price, obviously, or they wouldn't have reached out. So it's really usually, an email or two about, is this really a good fit for me right now? And so maybe they are, maybe they aren't. And you could say, no, it's not. You should just buy my book, or no, it's not. We should do a project. This isn't a great fit for your situation. But if it is a great fit, then they can just do the next thing, give you the money, and you get started. So as long as the you can do all three of these things. You could keep doing project work. You can add a productized service like a roadmap or a paid call, and you could have an info product. You don't have to do one next. You could do all of them. You could do, just one or two of them. You can do them in any order you want, as long as they all solve the same problem for the same kind of person, more or less, like relatively clear target market. Like, this is for people who want to move this needle. You can move it a little bit by buying my book. You can move it yourself by buying my course. You can work with me to, and we can create a roadmap or a strategy phone call with some takeaways at the end, some kind of productized service, or we can do a full-blown project where I just do it all for you, and at the end you have this outcome that you're looking for. You can do all of them, and they will feed each other as long as they all are oriented around the same target market or the same problem, or they're aligned. You wouldn't want to have, knitting patterns as your info product, and like, you know, uh, Rails architecture as your productized service, and then, like, I don't know, um, node development as your project work. You want them to be aligned so that you've packaged up the same expertise for the same audience in three different sizes, sort of small, medium, and large. Cool. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to come in and drop that because I just had this long, hour-long presentation on Visible, and I was like, oh, I don't think I've talked about this on YouTube. These three things, they're all three are perfectly valid. You can do any one of them, any two of them, or all three, as long as they're all aligned on the same audience. It doesn't have to always be value pricing. So cool. If anybody has questions, I've got a few more minutes, but I don't see anybody chatting, so maybe I'll wrap up there. Yeah, cool. All right. I'll catch you next time.